Hey, Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to FM23 Youth Factory. It's an episode of some sort. Episode 43. So we've slipped to 4th place. We've had a bit of a bad run of form, partially due to losing the FA Cup, probably more so to do with an injury headache, yellow card accumulation headache that has left us with a real selection nightmare on our hands of late. I have a deeper roster as Lanahan Penreese gets a real chance here early on. That's inside the first minute. We've had a difficult time, even though we have more players. Oh, wow. Defense is going to be an issue today, folks. We'll get to the reason why here shortly, but that was a real issue. On a free kick, not from necessarily a dangerous spot, but we get beat badly. Berchielli makes the stop, and defense is not there to help with the clearance, and we trail. We've played 6 minutes. We come out looking strong, and then immediately give up a goal. Again, the reason... That's two. Immediately, this is right after the re-kick. I mean, the goal just happened less than a minute ago. How you even get to a corner kick that quickly is beyond me. And another free kick in a dangerous position. What the hell is going on here with our team? Berchielli grabs this one. Time for a shout. Demand more. This is not looking good, but selection nightmare has led to a bad run of form. We've fallen from 1st to 4th in the league, and Adekunle, oh wow, man, he needed to score, but he had a teammate ready for a tap-in, and instead of passing, he took it himself. Adekunle, Sumahoro, 2 chances. Adekunle then beats the keeper, but misses the far post. We have not managed to get back in this. The demand more has worked for some players, but McFadden and Duncan in particular have reacted negatively to it. Sumahoro, Kamara, Duncan. Okay, now, the reason for our defensive woes here so far today. Our defense is the primary place where we are seeing this real selection nightmare at the moment. I have 5 players unavailable today. 3 for injury, 2 for suspensions. I have a 6th player in Webb who was unfit, but really had no choice but to select him anyway. May not see out the match. I have a 7th player who was unavailable, but cleared to play half an hour. And so I've got him on the bench, and that's Redknapp. Sewell looked offside. It's 3-0. No flag comes up. They're doing a stupid dance and everything. He's on. He's easily on. Oh, he had just a little bit of bend to that. Berchielli should have saved that ball. Come on. The nightmare gets worse. So, Kamara gets the start. At right back, which is not his better left back position. Webb gets a start, but he's tired, recovering from an injury. Evans, the awful, nowhere near good enough for this level Evans. Wow, that was a dangerous tackle, but he makes it cleanly. Sol again is through, and Berchielli doesn't even freaking move a muscle. And these guys are going to get absolute hammered at halftime by me. I am throwing the water bottle for the first time in FM23, maybe the second. I don't remember throwing it before, but we are absolutely throwing it today. It's 7-9. 7-9 on the shots. It's 0.56 to 1.1 on the XG. They've had 7 shots on target. We've only managed 1. So yes, they have been the better team. Yes, they have more possession than we do. They deserve their lead. But they deserve to lead 1-0. Not 4. McFadden has been absolute garbage. Duncan is playing in that ball-winning midfielder spot and not winning the ball at all. So, our defensive core, those 5 guys, there's no one I can rely on in there at all. Webb playing too tired. McFadden has always been the weak link of our defense. And Berchielli has not faced high-quality chances. A 1.1 XG is not high-quality chances. It's chances, and they should have a goal by now. But he's got a rating worse than most of them. In fact, Duncan's the only one with a worse rating. Oh, Lanahan Penrys also. Some of them are stressed by that. We're going to add to that once again. Motivated, good. Okay, everyone but Webb has responded. They didn't take kindly to having the water bottle thrown, though, so it took a bit to get them motivated. Some are very motivated, fired up. For the most part, that's a very strong response, except for Webb. We're going to come out attacking. There's no reason for them to try to score more goals when it's 4-0. This is at home too, folks. This is at home. Now this nightmare, this bad form, like I said, it's a little bit twofold. Yes, we lost FA Cup. We get one back seconds into the second half. The water bottle was the right move. Lanahan Penrys, who had a terrible first half, Sumahoro, who didn't impact the game at all, instantly put together a huge play. And look, the XG is the same. It should be 1-1. Another free kick in a dangerous spot. This defense today is absolutely killing us as that bicycle kick comes in. Now, it's FM23. FM24, if you have not seen my first look video, it's out in now early access, no longer known as beta. Sumahoro, come on, dude. Wow, he could have cut it to 2 there. Could have cut it to 2. This game was not fully over yet, but that was a big missed chance right there. Kamara with the interception. Adekunle takes it inside. Thornhill over the top for Sumahoro. And he gives up on the run. I don't think he was going to get there first, but it would have been awfully close. And you would have put the keeper under a lot of pressure, who might have done something stupid. Instead, we don't chase. Oh, and then, wow. Man. Webb. It's like he tried to just hold him up long enough for Berchielli to get there, and Berchielli didn't bother to come off his line to get that one at all. 73 minutes. Let's get... Our only sub is Redknapp. Redknapp's going to have to play inside. Not that I want him to, but as bad as things are going, we're going to have to do that. I can get Thornhill to play for Duncan. He's having a terrible game. We'll make another double change here in a minute. Well, I mean, at least we've played a better second half. Was a decent response. Nice ball over the top for Adekunle, who does get it into the box, who turns and finds Arthur. And we do get a second goal, which should have been a third goal. Imagine where we'd be. 6 minutes to play, down 1 after down 4 at the start of the half. And they've done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing in this half. This is a case of too little, too late, though. Adekunle switches play. Great pass. Can't believe he found that. And again gets inside and finds a teammate in Arthur. After it took a deflection, no power on it, Arthur sends it straight at the keeper. Evans gives it away. Point blank range after intercepting. They're going to keep ball. Take it inside. We're going to block it. Again, he's going to take it towards the corner. Intercept. Counterattack is on. Sumahoro got way too far out front, but we keep ball. Adekunle is going to keep it going. Switches in. Oh, runs right through Arthur's legs. Out for a corner kick. Atkins. Good chance. That's a pretty good look, but he can't get it on target. I'm going to have to give them praise for the way they've battled back as we head into stoppage time here. 4 minutes to go. No way. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe I don't have to. Bertielli guesses right. Can't make the stop into the upper corner. Again with the stupid kick. That's his 20th goal of the season. Holy crap. Thornhill. Deflected. Keeper. What? Offside? Right. Sure it was. Who was offside? Who could have been offside in that situation? Right? We never made a play on the ball. The ball went off the wall on the initial kick. Man. It was so ugly, and it got so much better until it didn't. They accumulate almost nothing in the second half. They did have a total of 6 shots in the second half. Just 2 more on target. But the XG, it was 1.1 to 2.3. 0.8 for a penalty. So that's 2.1. They only had 0.2 XG in the second half. Besides that ridiculous call, which, okay, fine. We had Evans on him. Right. Our absolutely terrible bottom end of the lineup guy who I need to have a chat with some of them. The offense came alive in the second half. Absolutely outplayed them. Take away that stupid 0.8. We have identical XG. We got outpossessed slightly. Mr. Hattrick Soul. Outside of Soul's hat trick, and massively exceeding the XG. Massively. That's a 2-2 game, folks. We just earned a 2-2 draw with a really, really, really weak lineup compared to what we normally have. The football gods cursed us big time today, and the bad run of form continues. That play at the end, though, I mean, come on. Evans probably did foul him. Probably did. It's Evans. He's a 45. I need to replace him, like, immediately. Maybe that's the final draw, because, he was a 42 when he first came up, and he's been with us for 3 years as the backup, and he's a 45. I mean, he's picked up a current ability of 3 in 3 years. He's not going to ever be the player he's supposed to, so I think we could literally pull up anyone, and they couldn't be worse. After an extensive search, not in terms of potential, but in terms of just how they are right now, today, to help the club out, who's better than Tom Evans? Well, most everybody, but not by much. What we've eventually have landed on is Mark Walker, who's actually the same age as Tom Evans, and he started as a player who was significantly worse, but he's outprogressed Evans, who's a 46 now, by the way, but is not making progress. So Mark Walker, I'm going to swap these two, and they play the same center back, right back positions. Technically, Evans is a little bit better natural defender, but mentally, aerially, both physical and pace-wise, Walker's better. Doesn't have the vision that Evans has. Don't care. Don't need him for that. We need him to make stops. That's all we need for that last bench spot. Somebody who can stop the other team from scoring at will. A week and a half later, new injuries have taken us just as we're starting to get healthy again. The problems remain. The one thing, though, is we have scraped out 2 victories in the last 2 league matches. Now we continue on with the FA Trophy, the last cup that we are in, besides the league itself. And not an easy first round draw for this one. This is the first round that we enter the competition. Now, by this point, this 6th tier that we're in, and the 2 divisions that are here, is Atkins gets to that one first. Adekunle is going to keep that. There's a lot of teams from our 2 divisions here that enter. 48 teams, right? And there's, at this stage, something like 64 teams. So chances are really good that you're going to draw a fellow 6th tier team. There was not many teams coming up from the 7th tier at this stage. They've really played themselves thin, so we're deep enough into this competition already by this point to... Big foul there. Davidson. Lanahan. Penreese chips a keeper and scores. Not even sure there was a call. I'm not sure there was an advantage called there at all. But either way, we pull through and we take the lead on... Yeah, big shove in the back. Yes. Okay. Looking at the ref now, he is definitely signaling advantage. An advantage we had. An advantage we took advantage of. 1-0. 1-0. It's been all us so far in this one. We're getting healthier. We've got a couple guys that just in training yesterday. Of course, the emails that you get don't tell you anything specific, but one would think, based on the description, that two guys came together and hurt each other. And we're going to get called for a penalty on what looks like... it's Webb. It's Webb this time. Berchielli with the big save, and then he can't make the second stop. Mills gets a second chance at it. Super tight angle. Berchielli makes the initial save. Fantastic. He's patient. He works for it. Berchielli gets to his feet, recovers, and gets there. There's absolutely no angle on this when Berchielli goes to ground. All of their XG has been in this instant. Davidson does not turn. Portland Atkins playing keep away. Over the top for Redknapp. Switches to Davidson. Good chance from there. Sumahoro, minor injury. Out for a little bit. Thornhill injured yesterday. And let's see, who did he get injured with? It was left back. Whatever his name is. The one that I always want to replace because he just does not do a good enough job. And that's why his name becomes forgettable, because I want to forget him. I want to replace him. Davidson, big chance from close range. Keeper gets a piece, but cannot push it out. Davidson scores, and we are back on top. It's 2-1. We are controlling this game. We are absolutely controlling this game. Outside of what looked to be a harsh penalty, Webb seems to step across the man and play defense. And do what you do. Stop him from getting an open shot. He played the ball. He won the ball. The ball went the opposite direction, so it's clear he won the ball. It did not appear like he went through the guy at all. So, harsh call. But, of course, my hope for future FM and the new match engine, which, if you haven't seen FM24, man, oh man, it looks good. This series will transition to FM24. Let's forget the game for a second. Forget what I was talking about. I'm not even going to come back to it. This tangent will be the focal point, and then we'll just move forward with the game. It's almost halftime, by the way, as we lead 2-1. The FM24 match engine upgrade is massive. It's a massive upgrade. It is not minor, okay? Of course, by now, I know I've mentioned it on this series. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look at that. All of their XG, besides that little blast right at the very, very end, right before halftime. 1 instant, folks. 1 instant. Nothing. 0.99. The FM25 match engine is the total overhaul. It's the new match engine built in like Unity or something like that. It's going to be completely different. It's going to be completely evolved. We're going to see a very, very different look in FM25. But the core, how things move, how things interact, like the coding for that, it's all going to be written. And some of that, obviously, some of that does not translate to this match engine. But some of it, for the sake of testing, absolutely does. Some of it does translate. And to write it in here will translate to there with the new match engine. And so it makes perfect sense to get a head start on some of the upgrades that are coming to the new match engine and see them. Oh, Adekunle has been hurt. Let's get him out. Davidson, big chance. Beats the keeper, but the keeper got a piece like before. This time doesn't keep it out. And we're going to go with Sungo Matumbo, who's just come back from his own injury. That's their first chance, really. Yeah, it is. They have done nothing. We've been in control here, but we're getting into that later stage. Let's go ahead and get some time wasting and some set piece play. Not to be confused with diving, that some managers would encourage their team to do. Okay, more time wasting can occur, and a substitution can take. Let's get Walker on for his debut, maybe. But up the pitch for like Arthur, who's garbage anyway. It's out of position. Just tell him to win the ball. It's so not his position, but he could come in and do that. It's going to hurt us offensively. He's not going to create anything in his 5 minutes, but that's okay. Give him a chance to get a debut. Get some minutes. Arthur through for Davidson. Ooh, one last play, but he lays it off instead of taking the shot. Gets laid off a few times. Ooh. Thought we were going to get to that clearance, but we don't get to it first. And we're at a stoppage. 2 minutes. 2 minutes from coming away with the win and progressing beyond the round. Expectations are low for this tournament anyway. And now that we're a tier higher, we come into the tournament a lot later than what we've been used to coming in at. So we're already, beyond a stage. So just getting out of a round here already is going to be a good step. Nice recovery. Atkins lays it off. And there was Walker. His first ball. His first offensive contribution was not a good one. Redknapp. Atkins. Nice through. Redknapp. He's going to lay it off deep. Is that Webb or Walker? I think it was Walker. Webb gives that one away. Kamara gets there first, though. Stops the counter. Don't win that one, but here's Atkins. Atkins attacking a bit better than what we're getting from Walker. Yeah, Walker's well out of position. He has no idea where to go, what to do. He's so lost out there. But he got some valuable minutes. He got his debut. And it's only a few, so he shouldn't have a rating of any kind. Kind of level pegging. But again, that's a penalty. And they got 1 XG from it, so they got 0.14 XG otherwise in the game. And so no, we actually did dominate quite comfortably. 68% possession. Just about won it. I was hoping that with 3 wins we were back to in form, but not the case. We haven't lost, but we've now gone 3 straight matches with draws. We've only given up 1 goal, but we've also only scored 1 goal. We've given up just 2 goals in 6 matches, so it is looking a little bit better overall, but our offense, once again, for the 2nd time this season, or really the 3rd time this season, has gone missing. Next up is a big match on the road at Yeovil, who lead the league. And then we've got another FA Trophy 3rd round match against Workington. Workington is below us. Oh, nice. Okay, well, that's good. Player development has seen a 2nd player hit a 100, Bercielli, finally. He's been at a 98, 99 for a while. Sumahoro and Kitching are closing in on that. Kitching, with that rapid development, he had just overtaken Ben Hassel. He's already now 4 points ahead of him and really needs to be starting over Webb. And we've been seeing Webb struggle a little bit. He's definitely behind, so that'll take care of that finally. Kamara has actually already caught McFadden. Might not be a bad idea. McFadden is slowly developing, but Kamara developing quite a bit faster. And Kamara is somebody we can hang on to a long time, as he's a 98 potential ability. Nobody's going to want to bid on him, especially in higher divisions. And Mark Walker has already developed from a 53 to a 57 after joining the senior squad, so he's coming along, and he still hasn't even made another appearance. Just that one appearance, as just those few minutes that we gave him has done that for him. Big test coming up, though, and we are absolutely not in the clear when it comes to the form. It's better than it was. We've definitely taken more points lately than what we had done, but we're not in a good position. We're 5th in the league. Yeovil at 43. We're at 37 points, so we're not crazy far out of this. We're also 8 points ahead of the promotion playoff zone. With Hayes and Yeti at 29. Bromley at 32 is also a little bit off. But we're also more than 3 points behind the next team ahead of us. Gloucester, who we just drew with. Chelmsford, who just kicked our butts. Gosport, Yeovil. I mean, at least they're all within 2 points of each other, the 4 teams. But then a little bit of a gap to us. We've played 20. We've won 10. We've drawn 7 and lost just 3. All of that bad form has been recent. Let's hope we can get healthy, because that's still been an issue over the last few matches. We've had the highest number of injuries in the league for more than a month straight now. 2 months. Because it was at that Havant and Waterlooville time that we started picking up the injuries, and they've just carried on from there. And then the Barnet loss in the FA Cup. So, yeah, 2 months plus a week now that we've been carrying the most injuries in the league. If we could survive this stretch, 5 points, 6 points off the top of the league, if we can still be, less than 9 by the time we get to the lighter schedule of, say, January, right? We've got our last Monday match. We've got a Tuesday late in the season. We've got a few bigger league, more teams. There's definitely a few more midweek ones, but we're looking at, 6 matches, 5 matches, 5 matches in each of the subsequent months, where we've been playing a bit busier schedule. Not crazy. The injuries came off of a busy stretch where we had 6, but then we had 5, and then we had 6, and then this is the hard month. We've got 7. It's our busiest month on the calendar. This is definitely a more balanced schedule than what we had last year, where it was very, very top heavy, and then all of a sudden the schedule just stretched out the rest of the year, and you go into cruise control. This is a proper calendar. This is a calendar that's been built into the game, into the coding, and they know how to make it year by year, stretching it out. You have the FA Cup. You tend to get knocked out of the FA Cup before you start the FA Trophy, and then you've got the FA Trophy, and it's spread out enough that it's an extra match per month kind of a thing, and that's about it. Workington looks like a team that we could beat, should beat. We'll have another match from there then into the 4th round, but I doubt we'll get much further. We should be at a phase where higher divisions are coming in and taking control, and knocking teams like us out, especially when we're struggling to beat teams in our own division right now. But if we can get healthy, and I don't think the schedule is going to be too crazy. I mean, it's a lot of just Saturdays after this Yeovil match. It's another Tuesday. A schedule that starts to lighten up a little bit if we can get healthy a bit. And that continued internal development where we just get better and better at a rate that should be better than the other teams around us suggests that if we can be close within a handful of points, we absolutely can still win the division title this year. But we got to get things going. We've got to get things right. We've stopped the bleeding. We haven't lost 4 out of 6. We haven't lost any in the last 6. But we haven't won in the last 3. So that offense is still struggling. I mean, we seem to get 2 goals a game. Is definitely not consistent, not all the time. We're getting plenty of 1s, and we're not getting more than 2, hardly ever. I mean, we've gotten a 3-0 win at Farnborough, 4-1 at Lewes. In fact, nothing since early in the season. We've only had 3 games all season where we scored 3 or more goals. That's a worrying trend, because that is not what we are used to here with Youth Factory. But we're at a higher level, playing better opposition who are more consistent even towards the bottom of the league than what we've been facing of late. It's not the 1 or 2 teams at the top of the league and then you comfortably beat everybody else and get 3 goals a game. It's getting tougher. It's getting tougher at this point, folks. And we can't just go out and recruit replacements. We have weaknesses. We've got to develop everything in-house. It's starting to matter a little bit more. Hanging on to those players is going to start to matter a little bit more. And it's only December, but we've already got a few players that are starting to get interest, and we're starting to get offers, mostly from the tier right above us who don't have the transfer deadlines to deal with. And so they can openly transfer. They have scouting that includes our level, and they're all noticing. Fortunately, they don't offer enough, so we won't have to worry about those guys too much. But if they're getting the attention, others are going to get the attention too, and we could be in a little bit of trouble in a pretty short period of time here. So here's hoping we can hang on to players. Here's hoping we can get healthy. Here's hoping we can find winning ways. We could still win this league, or we can struggle to make the playoffs. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.